Welcome back to Navy Sports Magazine. We're brought to you by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on women's basketball with Navy center Kate Samson. And Kate, big weekend for you guys just because it's a league win and all the work you're putting in, all the effort that coach is trying to get out of you guys and tell you if you keep trying and you keep doing this, it's going to happen for you. Just what was the feeling and watching the reaction when the clock hit zero? It almost seemed part relief, but finally some exultation for the hard work you all have been putting in, getting a league win over Lafayette. What was it like?
It was a great feeling. I mean, obviously our first three games were three harder teams. So having that big win that we needed to kind of break through, now we know how to win, know how to work with each other in a way that we can win and see what works really well for us and what we can improve on. That one was huge for us. Everyone was super excited, especially with the first Patriot League win. I think everyone was just super excited. And you could see it on everyone's faces. So big game for a lot of people as well. So it was awesome.
I know people think it's basketball. This is easy. It's like when we go play pickup, we all just show up and things happen. But when you're playing organized basketball, people who prepare for every move that you all make with so many parts that you all are still trying to put together, reintroducing Tony back into the lineup, the freshmen that have come in that are looking to contribute. Just how difficult is that? Not to necessarily build team chemistry because you can like each other and everybody can be friendly and everybody can get along, but basketball chemistry is different. Just what is that like to try and build that when you guys have really only been together for a few months now?
Yeah, so I think Coach obviously he did a great job bringing in the recruits. I think he did a very good job finding personalities that blended really well. And off the bat they came in, we blended very well off the court. On the court, it's taken a little bit more time just because a lot of us have different playing styles, and obviously we had to make a huge transition from our playing style of last year to this year. So I think Coach has done a really good job of having us compete. That's been like a huge thing for him this year is compete, compete, compete. So we've been playing in different teams, different lineups, this and that, and that really helps us blend. So one day I'm playing with Tony, and the next day Kai is my point guard. So I think the constant rotation lineup has been really good for us, and it's done a great job helping us blend on the court. And off the court, we have great chemistry. We hung out all winter break together, lots of team bonding. So that off the court is just as important as on the court. But I think the competitive nature that we've kind of been fostering this year has done a great job of getting us ready for the games and how to play together well.
For players like yourself, Shannon, who's still fighting it right now, Tony, who's obviously playing on a lot of guts right now, dragging that knee brace up and down the court with her. Just how difficult is it to try and play through all that stuff? Because you all want to contribute, you all want to be a part of it. And sometimes your body just betrays you and won't let you do that. And sometimes you have to listen to it too. How difficult is that to try and play through? And at the same time, try to get yourself as close to 100% as possible so you can be at your best.
Yeah, we've obviously faced a lot of that in the last couple of games and such. But I think you just have to trust your body. Like, you know yourself the best. If you feel like you're hurt and you feel like you're down, take the time off. I think it's so much better to just take a couple of weeks off, however long you need to get fully recovered to 100%, then come back 90% and risk getting injured again. So, I mean, I know for Tony as well, that was really important for her to get back to as best as you possibly can so that you don't end up re-injuring it. So I think our trainers have done a great job. Coach Mack has done a great job with strength and conditioning to really get us prepared for that, and just prevent as many injuries as possible. So I think it really comes down to trusting your body, trusting the trainers, trusting the coaches that they know what's best for you, and that kind of deal. So, yeah.
For somebody that is 6'4", and I mean, I can relate to this, not myself, but I had a son that was 6'7" and played Division I basketball. When did the growth spurt come and dealing with the pressures of, oh my gosh, I'm so much taller than a lot of other people. I'm supposed to dominate every possession in this game. When did that growth spurt come? And then how do you deal with that sudden growth spurt? All of a sudden, the expectations ratchet up from people as well.
Yeah, I mean, I grew a foot in like 3 years, so it was a pretty fast transition for me. I I think I hit like peak height around sophomore year of high school. And then everyone's like, oh, well, you're just good because you're tall. Oh, you're just good because, you've been playing basketball for a while. But I think it's really important to just like I know what I'm capable of and I know what the strengths and things that I'm good at. And it doesn't really matter what other people are saying about it. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of other because we have a very tall team, so I'm sure they've had similar experiences to me as well. But you just have to keep reminding yourself that you're good at what you do. You're putting in the hours, you're putting in the work. So that's just kind of big for me.
Or, this team, last year was tough. How much does that test your resolve as a competitive athlete? And obviously you don't get to this level if you don't care as a competitor. To see the success this year, can you kind of compare the two instances and just what it's like to go from struggling like that, but persevering and continuing on, and now seemingly seeing that light at the end of the tunnel as you all are starting to win some games?
Yeah, I think last year, even though we didn't get the results that we wanted, it brought us together. Like we were an incredibly close team. You could have looked at us, you would have never guessed our record or how many games we had won or lost. So I think having that mesh already, and then coming into this season with the addition of more skillful players, Tony coming back, that was obviously huge. And then the progression, because we worked really hard this summer. We competed, we were in the gym every day. So to see us improve from that level, we found an identity, we improved our defense, like we got in, and you can tell that we all kind of we've all improved a lot and we've all put the work in. So for it to be paying off has been huge for us. And I'm super proud of where we're at right now, and we're going to continue to improve. So
I was going to say, I mean, it seems kind of simplistic, but just getting a win in league play, and you've got two really good, I think by all accounts, 50-50 type opportunities this week, even though it seems like every time we turn around, you guys are going on the road somewhere. Wednesday night, another road opportunity against Lehigh. But, do you feel that Saturday was kind of that moment you all needed, and maybe that can springboard you all forward here with some good opportunities coming up this week?
for sure, especially with not as much experience of winning last year, I think this first Patriot League win was really huge for us, so that we know what we need to do now. Like we know what worked really, really well for us and what helped us be successful in that game. So we're going to continue to work on that and improve upon that. That way we can take that winning culture into the next couple of games and for the rest of the season.
I don't want to look too far ahead, but obviously Saturday, the place is going to be packed. It's going to be a great environment. Last year, an agonizing 2-point loss to Army, but to have now been through that and see what that rivalry is all about. What were your expectations of it before, and then having lived through it, was it any different than what you expected?
I have never been in an environment that had that many people in it. It was the coolest experience I've ever had played in. It was just an incredible experience. So especially with the outcomes, that just fueled us. Like we work every day to beat Army. That's obviously the main goal. That's the whole motto of this place. So we really work really hard to beat them. We play game by game, but ultimately beating Army, it tastes a little sweeter to win that one. So I think with the losses that we had last year, just how close they both were, I think we're really fueled to beat them this year. So I'm
A
super
couple of
excited to go into this game, super excited for the environment. So.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I've been doing a lot of them, and it's still just as exciting. Still provides the same goosebumps for me when I'm broadcasting them. A couple of Kate Samson centric questions here. Have you ever picked up the tennis racket and played your dad?
I've tried. I'm not very good at it. He's definitely way better at me. We'll go every so often, but he kicks my butt every time. So.
Dad, of course, a former tennis player at Longwood University for the Lancers. Do you ever want to go over to Wesley Brown and scrimmage with the volleyball team?
Every so often it crosses my mind. So my company and I will go out and play some volleyball every so often just to kick back at it. So I love volleyball. We still, even the team sometimes, like if we have a day off, we'll go in and play volleyball every so often if we can find a ball. So that's definitely still enrooted in my athletic veins, I guess.
Did volleyball have a chance, or was it always going to be basketball at this next level?
Um, I mean, it was always, I think since I committed so early for to Navy, it was my sophomore year of high school. I think volleyball never really stood a chance, but if I had maybe put a little bit more thought into it, it could have been. But I still loved the sport. I loved my coaches. So we go watch the volleyball games all the time. Like we're their number one fans. They're our number one fans. So it's a good
Yeah, I
little
mean,
crossover.
it's one of my favorite sports to broadcast. I love it. I mean, I got to be at the Army Navy match here just as a fan this year because it was after a football game, and it might be the most amazing environment I think I've ever seen. With that, at the same time, uh, that is a sport that has also continued to excel. The athletes that play it are amazing, and as a middle blocker, someone that played at the net, I mean, just how intense is that when you're going up against somebody that's essentially trying to knock the ball down your throat, your libero behind you, whatever. I mean, it's just amazing to me the intensity, the ferocity, but more importantly, the skill that that game is played with. What's it like to live at the net, where that game is played at? Obviously, a lot.
It's definitely a stressful situation. I always hated playing back row. I don't know how the passers do it, like the libero, getting a ball at your face like that fast, like that's so stressful to me. Just like I love blocking shots at the basketball court, I love blocking volleyball in volleyball. That was my favorite thing to do. It's just a great feeling. But yeah, I mean nowadays volleyball's gotten so huge. Like I used to be, oh, you must play basketball because you're that tall. But now it's like every ask you play volleyball now. So it's a very fast excelling sport. I'm super glad it is because it's super fun to watch. So it'll be a good little competition. I always watch the volleyball national championship, so it's a good time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no doubt about that. Final question for you. We are sitting down at a table. We're getting ready to eat dinner. You get the choice of the meal. What's it going to be?
gotta go with my dad's famous pasta. He went to Italy a couple years back, got some cooking classes. He makes this great red sauce pasta. It's just a classic. Reminds me of home. Best tasting thing I ever had. So 100% that.
Love it. I'm sitting down for that. I'm a pasta man, and
Yeah,
he's gonna put some real ingredients in it too.
yeah,
So
you know it.
awesome. Kate, thank you so much for taking the time for us. Best of luck to you and your teammates. Continued success as you all play Lehigh and Army this week. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.